Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps, how's it going you sexy bitches? It's me, Peter Joseph, back at you again with another video on this beautiful, chilly Friday afternoon. May the 3rd be with you, 2024, and you're watching right here on the official Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel and my other channels down there in the description box below. Hopefully we can get to 600 subscribers on this channel. We lost a couple subscribers, but hopefully we can get them right back. Still about 5-6 away from 600 subscribers. So hopefully by Memorial Day we'll get back up to 600 and then go beyond. But we'll see what happens with that. But subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well in the description box. In the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you dare. And leave a comment on the video if you wish, but don't leave stupid comments because you're going to get blocked. And if you don't like that, well, fuck you, man. And pretty much it. Don't forget to share the video, like I said, over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that goddamn bell because it's kind of there for a reason. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. And if you do, well, that's too bad for you. Because you're SOL, you know what that means already. And if you don't know what it means, look it up. And that's pretty much it. And if you're new here and well, you're just floating around YouTube at this time of day, and you see my gorgeous, sexy face, and well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. If you're thinking about subscribing, then do it. If you want more, please hit that bell. Show my other channels your love and support. And that's pretty much it. I talk about wrestling, music, movies, sports, politics, whatever. Well, not so much politics, but whatever I feel like talking about. And if you like it, great. Please hit that like button and share it with your friends. And also subscribe to my channels and all that good shit. And as we say here in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. If you like it, great. You don't, get out. Get off my channel. Go on your other channel or go on some other platform and do your own video. Simple as that. Get off my channel with your bullshit. Because you're going to get blocked. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. Grow up and get a life. And do something else with your time. Because I got no time for your bullshit. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, gotta get down on Friday, something for the weekend. It's the first unofficial weekend of the beautiful month of May. We just started May a couple of days ago. And pretty chill day, pretty nice springtime day. Around 60 degrees here in the Northeast, but, you know, tomorrow's going to be around the same, but it's going to start raining all next week here in the Northeast. Not good. Going to be up and down. The temperature's going to be up and down like my dick in your mama's ass. From 75 down to 56, back up to 71. Crazy, but it's going to be raining on and off like most of the week, which sucks. As we go into Mother's Day weekend, which is next weekend. So, get your mom something nice and be nice to your mama. Or you're a bunch of motherfuckers. Pretty much. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we move on with that. But hopefully everybody's having a great day. Hope you have a great weekend. Got Backlash coming up tomorrow afternoon. I'll be doing my Backlash predictions after this video. And then I'm probably going to take a break. I will do TNA and Ring of Honor probably on Sunday, because Saturday I will be in Communicado after Backlash. I will be watching Backlash live, but then Saturday night I will be out. I'm out. I'm going to be at a concert, so I will not be. I'll be doing my Backlash review on this channel late tomorrow night. Although probably like way after midnight, because I'll be out pretty much after, like after Backlash ends, which will probably be around 4 o'clock ish. Around 4 o'clock, I might watch the media scrum if there is one. And then pretty much after that, like around 5:30, I'll be gone. I'll be in New York City screaming and partying with my friends and jamming. And there will be some video coming your way on the Metal God channel. Probably, maybe Sunday. Sometime Sunday, I'll try to get all the videos that I take. Pictures will be on my Instagram page. Well, some of them, not a lot of them, but I'll probably be taking not that many pictures, but videos. There will be a few videos up on Sunday afternoon on the Metal God channel, so stay tuned for that. Some bombastic rock and roll, as we always do. As we always do, it's that time of the year, so that time of the year when concerts come around, you know, especially around my area and in the New York City area. So tomorrow night I'll be jamming with some friends and singing some good old heavy metal, brother. You know, good old rock and roll and some metal. Maybe I'll do some singing. I don't know. I'll probably have no voice tomorrow night if I start singing a lot, but I mean, we'll see. Gonna be drinking, not so much me drinking a lot, but you know, I have a couple of alcoholic beverages, but you know, it is what it is. And then Sunday is Cinco de Mayo, which is even worse. So, not that I'm going out Sunday so much. I'm maybe with the missus, but you know, I might have a couple alcoholic drinks this weekend. I might get plastered. I don't know. But the one thing I probably will be knowing is Sunday night, I'm going to get the good old drunk sex with the missus. This is Cinco de Mayo, so it's a Mexican holiday, so it is what it is, so. But be safe this weekend and know when to say when. And if you do have the drunk sex, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys out there, please wrap up that burrito before you stick it in the taco. That's all I gotta say about that. Just be safe and have fun this weekend. It's a good weekend. That's that. Weather-wise, not so much, but fun-wise, have fun. Knock yourself out. That's pretty much it. Alright, enough about that boo funky. SmackDown tapings are going on right now in France. I looked at some of the spoils already. Not really a great show. There's a couple of things, you know, the RKO show with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and it's not his voice. It's okay. You got tag titles on the line between the Street Profits and A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Guess who wins that? It's not the Street Profits. We got that. We got an 8-woman tag team match to open the show. Bayley, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi taking on my girl Tiffany Stratton, Daddy! And pretty much the lovely ladies of Damage Control, minus Io. Io doesn't have to really be there. She can just be in France and look good. But then again, she could be in my bedroom all fucking day. I don't give a shit. Well, we got that to start. Guess who wins that match? Then we also have, I don't know if it's gonna be on the show, but Mello and Nick Aldis are gonna have a little chitty chat. Saying about the King of the Ring. The brackets are going to be announced. I don't know. I think it's going to be next week. Well, they have to announce it because the freaking pay-per-view is freaking 3 weeks away. And they're going to have the brackets already. That's what I hate about fucking pay-per-views like 3-4 weeks apart. I hate that because there's no storyline progression or build to new matches. If there is a new match. And this King and Queen of the Ring tournament, I don't know how many people are going to be in it. They're going to do what they always do in a tournament, quarterfinal matches. I mean, we already know Drew McIntyre's in it, Walter's in it, Mello probably will be in it, Then after that, don't know. Don't know. But as far as the men and women, don't know who's going to win it. I would say Walter should win the King of the Ring. As far as Queen of the Ring, I hope Tiffy Tiff, but I would have Tiffy Tiff win the Money in the Bank in July. That's what I would do. And then have Tiffy Tiff cash in sometime in August or by the end of the year on whoever is the women's champions by then, because she can cash in on anybody, any of the champions really. Either be Bayley or Becky or Liv Morgan, because Becky and Liv are gonna have a match at Backlash, I assume. And then you got Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffy Tiff. As I really want Tiffy Tiff to win, Bayley's most likely going to retain. I think all the champions are going to retain, except for the Kabuki Warriors. You know, Asuka and Kairi are going to lose to Team Jade Storm, basically. Jade and Bianca are going to become the new champs tomorrow. That's the only title's going to change. And really, not many matches are good on the card anyway, except for maybe Kevin and Randy taking on the bloodline of Tama Tonga and Solo Mibuki. I hope the Bloodline win, but there may be a Jacob Fatu sighting, but I doubt it. Though there was a story on Ringside News a couple days ago that Jacob Fatu was spotted at the Performance Center. So you know what that means. He may be making his debut pretty soon on Raw or SmackDown, probably on SmackDown. But then again, it could be on Raw, just take Jay out after Jay loses to Damian Priest tomorrow. I don't think he's going to debut tomorrow, unless he was on the flight. I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. So the Bloodline will start to grow a little bit in Solo's little image, because Solo's pretty much the leader. Until Roman comes back and The Rock come back to start the real Bloodline Civil War going into Wargate in November. And then eventually we'll probably see Rock Roman at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. Yup, Vegas is going to hold, it's pretty much confirmed already that Vegas will be hosting WrestleMania 41. Minneapolis, you get nothing. Sorry. I guess it's too cold to go to Minneapolis, I guess, but even though it's in a dome. But no more Northeast outside venues till probably if they get a SummerSlam. That's pretty much it. Because they're not going to get WrestleMania, especially in April. Because this past WrestleMania was cold as fuck. I don't think any fans want to do that again. Some fans, not all of them, but I don't think the WWE wants to go through that. Because it was kind of rainy some days, and just not good. Not good. So that's why I keep saying WrestleMania should not be in the Northeast unless it's in a domed stadium. There's never going to be a domed stadium here in the New York, New Jersey area. I mean, there is one. They could go to the Red Bull Stadium in Newark. But everywhere else is like, they can hold like 18 to 20,000 people. The Prudential Center. They can't do it at the MetLife Stadium because that's open air. They're not going to do that unless it's SummerSlam. MSG holds like 20,000 people, so you want to have a 20,000, go old school, go 20,000? Okay, you can do that, but there's no other domes that I can even think of right now, besides the Red Bull Stadium in Newark, that can hold a possible WrestleMania in April. Or March or April. But other than that, if you look up and down the Northeast in Boston, not many places you can do. Can't do Fenway Park, because in April, March or April, no, that's too cold as well. Snow, possibly, rain. Can't do that. You can't do it I really don't think you can do it in Hartford, Connecticut, or anywhere in Connecticut, or Providence, Rhode Island, or anywhere in Rhode Island. So, Northeast, not good. So, if you want to go to WrestleMania in the U.S., you go West Coast, or Texas, Louisiana. You can do it at the Superdome, or you do it in Florida, but then you run the risk of... In Florida, you run the risk of, in March and April, with besides semi-hot weather. Right now, it's like 91 in Florida right now. So you run the risk of a WrestleMania 37 type thing with it raining both days, but, you know, it only rained for a little bit, and then everything was fine after that. But you're going to run the risk of tornadoes and rain. No hurricanes, thankfully, unless you do a SummerSlam down there. Then you run the risk of hurricanes. But, you know. But really, WrestleMania should be in the West Coast, or in Texas. Anywhere else, pretty much, well, maybe in Canada. In Canada, they got a lot of domes and a lot of big stadiums they can do. They can do that. Or go with the, probably will be doing for WrestleMania 42, or maybe 43. Or 44, who knows. Go overseas. Go to London, go to Germany, go to France. Hell, go to Brazil. Or Puerto Rico! Puerto Rico would be like the epicenter of a WrestleMania. That would be epic. You put in that 60,000 seat stadium. I think there's one in Puerto Rico. Australia, you can do that, because they have a big stadium in Australia. We'll see. We'll see what happens over the next few years for WrestleMania. But WrestleMania 41, right now, is going to be in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders play. But that's going to be maybe in May. I don't know why you would do a WrestleMania in May. Don't break tradition. Just go March, April. Do not do May. Because then, then you're going to have a 3-week build to Backlash. Then you're going to... all the pay-per-view is going to be discombobulated. No, don't do it. Do not do that bullshit with WrestleMania in May. No. It's like having the Survivor Series in the summertime. Or SummerSlam in April. Like, why? It's SummerSlam. It is what it is. Got that. All out, excuse me, not all in. All out might not happen, because I did read a report saying that a lot of people in AEW don't like back-to-back pay-per-views like All In, and then the week after is All Out. That's what we're going to be doing in late August into Labor Day weekend, like they did last year. So, a lot of wrestlers, a lot of people within AEW don't want to do back-to-back pay-per-views, so don't know what's going to happen regarding All In and going into All Out. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And the ratings came out this week. Raw did a 1.6, so around its usual shit. Collision, I went to do a video the other day, I think it was Thursday, yesterday really, about Collision getting a monster number, not like 1 million, but 622,000 views, with the great lead-in to, Swerve being opening the show. 622,000 views for the entire show. Rampage, not so much. Because everybody wanted to watch Collision, and then like 11 o'clock, I'm not gonna watch that! So I think Rampage did around 300,000. Not great. But that 622 for Collision, probably his biggest number since Punk was on. But that's that. NXT, I think I did around 700-something thousand. I think it did. But, anyway. But, Dynamite, woo! Holy crap! Dynamite, I thought was going to get a monster number, because a lot of people wanted to see the aftermath of the whole New Elite taking out Tony Khan situation. Thought we were going to do at least above what they did last week. Nope! Down the toilet it went. 701,000 views. That is sad. For basically, this storyline should have happened maybe a year or two ago. I'm still invested in it, and now it got a little more later with the whole Kenny situation I'll talk about in a minute. But 701,000? No wonder the company's all screwed up right now. They still want to get free agents. They got rid of Ethan Page. He might be going back to Impact. Who knows? He might be going to WWE. I don't know where Ethan Page is going to go right now. But, yeah, he's pretty much... They took him off the roster page, so pretty much going to be releasing him soon. Because he got nothing for him. Like another guy, Scorpio Sky. Half the people that you barely see anymore are pretty much going to be gone. Like, the Blade, the Butcher probably be gone, even though they're, a great tag team, but still. Blade is hurt right now, I think. They got rid of Allie, the bunny, who's his wife and everything. Allie, I don't even know what she's doing these days. Don't really care that much. It is, what it is. That's that. Let me move on. But tonight should be an interesting night. SmackDown pretty much going to be taped by the time we see this. You can just check out Ringside News for all the spoilers and everything when all of them are up. Probably be up in the next hour or two. But in like 3.5 hours, we're going to see the taped version of SmackDown right here in the United States. And it's going head-to-head with Under Siege for TNA. So, that's that. When I do my TNA review, I will mention a little bit about Under Siege. I'm not watching it, obviously, but I will mention some of the stuff that's happening on the show. Or I'll run down the quick results for the show. I'm not going to do predictions or anything like that. So, it's just the event this weekend, and that's pretty much it. But, not that. But, man, TNA last night was funny. It was a good show, but that Joe Hendry Joe Hendry segment said his name, and he appears by, it was his birthday yesterday. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Man, he really roasted Top Dollar, AJ Francis. Can you please get fired? That was hilarious, his parody of freaking Creed. He's singing Creed. I'm like, come on. I'm like, oh, great. Now TNA's going to get letters from Scott Stapp and Mark Tremonti. You can't use that! It was hilarious. I would love to see Joe Hendry in WWE. That would be funny as fuck. Put him and The Rock in a segment. Singing, dual singing. The Rock concert versus the Joe Hendry concert. That would pop so many ratings. I would mark out for that. So, if Joe Hendry's contract's up anytime soon, Hunter, Nick Khan, maybe you there, Mr. Hickenbottom, Mr. Shawn Michaels, you might want to get on the phone to Joe Hendry. I would love for him to be either in AEW too, but what would Tony Khan do with him though? I think if he goes to WWE, you make him do that gimmick. He would just roast people, except Roman, of course. So I would hate to see Joe Hendry roast Roman like that. Oy. Cena, I would love to see that. Won't you please retire? It is what it is. But, man, that Joe Hendry... I saved the entire segment on my YouTube channel. It was so hilarious. Joe Hendry is going to be a megastar. If he does go to AEW or Ring of Honor, or... I really want him to come to WWE/NXT. Bring him to the main time, baby. Bring him to the big time. Let's make it happen. That's that. But I'll talk about Joe Hendry over the weekend. That's that. Alright, I wasted 25 minutes of your gorgeous time. I'm sorry about that. But actually, I'm not. But it is what it is. Alright, on this beautiful, chilly Friday afternoon, May the 3rd be with you, 2024. Thank you once again for watching. My name is Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, music, or anything I feel like talking about. And once again, if you like it, great. Hit that like button. If not, get out. Go fuck yourself and get out. Get off my channel. No, not get off to my channel. Get off to me. Except for you ladies. But, everybody else, get off my channel and get out of here. Go fuck yourselves. That's not pretty much it. Alright, on this Friday afternoon, it is time for your late and out-of-date AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage reviews for May the 1st, 2024, as AEW had a 3-hour block on your Wednesday. So we'll get to that. So no Rampage tonight, no Collision tomorrow because of the NBA and NHL playoffs. But Collision will return next Saturday night for another 3 hours of Collision and a live Rampage next Saturday night. So you can thank the NBA and the NHL for giving us 3 hours on your Saturday or Wednesday. Not so much Wednesdays, but it is what it is. But yeah, so most of this month AEW will be preempted. Well, Rampage and Collision, and then June back to normal up until we get to the baseball playoffs. Then Dynamite might be, well, especially in October, late October. Well, pretty much October when the playoffs start. Might be seeing Tuesday Dynamites, and with NXT going to the CW11, Dynamite, NXT, the Tuesday Night Wars will reignite. What are you gonna watch? Good thing I have picture-in-picture. And if you don't, too bad for you. Sucks to be you, huh? Got that. Alright, let me move on. Alright, let's get to this review, because I got other videos to do. I got to get my backlash video up after this. Then I'm going to have a little late lunch, and then get ready for a taped SmackDown, and then have my sensible dinner, go to sleep, before I go to sleep, do my SmackDown review, and then take a little nappy nap, and then get up tomorrow. Get up tomorrow about 11 o'clock, and then get ready for Backlash at 1 p.m. on Peacock and your local stream, whatever you're doing. I know it starts early because the pre-show, nobody wants to see that anyway. And CM Punk's supposed to be on the panel. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Phil Brooks. But it is what it is. Don't care so much about you, Phil. We really care about your wife, AJ. That Aish. But I digress. Alright. Let's get back to AEW. So AEW emanated from the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The hometowns of Chris Jericho. And the man who we'll be hearing a lot about at the end of the show and going into Rampage, that is Kenny by God Omega. Alright, we got that. Alright, so still a couple weeks away from Double or Nothing. We are 24 days away, almost 3 weeks away from that epic pay-per-view in Vegas. So we got that. So we I think we had 2 matches already announced, which is Roddy versus Will Oceanspray, and then the other one was Willow Nightingale defending her TBS Championship against Mercedes Moné for that title. We got 2 more title matches on the show that were announced on Wednesday night. We'll get to them in a little bit. The world title and the AEW Women's Championship match. We'll get to that right now. All right, so as always, on Dynamite, our commentary team, as always, the man behind the mask, Excalibur. The man, he's a great Met fan. He's from Brooklyn, Red Hook brother, and that is the man you know and love, Mr. Orange and Black himself, Taz. Red Hook brother, Taz. We got Taz and the man who should be in the Hall of Fame in his own wing. And that is my friend, my good friend. He is my friend. He's maybe your friend, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, he is the legend, Tony Baloney Schiavone. Alright, we got that. Alright, so we open up the show with, guess who? Another Tony Khan, man, from his office in Jacksonville, Florida. So it gives us another update of how he's doing. He says, well, I'm going to run the show remotely this week because I'm not clear to travel. And he keeps talking, and the feed starts messing up. I'm like, wait a minute, Bray Wyatt's going to come out? Not Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy? He's invading AEW now? Nope, not Uncle Howdy. So the feed cuts, and then we see the Young Bucks, the Corporate Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson in the truck, and basically say that, well, since Tony Khan ain't here, and we're still EVPs, we're going to be in charge, and you can't fire us because we have an ironclad contract. Okay there, Big Show. Remember when Big Show said he had an ironclad contract, the whole thing with Shane McMahon? You can't fire me! Well, you could quit. But anyway. Blah, blah, blah. We're EVPs. We're in charge. You can't fire us. So basically, we're getting NWO Nitro in the AEW form. So we got a new intro. Basically, all elite. All elite Dynamite, basically. So I was like, damn, I'm having visions of 1997, 98, when the NWO basically took over Nitro. That was hilarious. I miss those days. Anyway, so we get that. So that's it. So the new Elite, basically kind of like the old school version of the NWO, just took over the show mostly. Not most of it. And we get that. Alright, so I gave that first segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. That's it. Alright, then we go to the ring in Winnipeg for well, not a match, but we have the champ, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, once again starting the show, but ratings are not due. They couldn't pop another good rating like they did on Collision. 701,000. Oy. Anyway, so Swerve comes out with my good buddy he's another Brooklynite, that's Prince Nana of the Mogul Embassy. They come out for the kitty chat. So Swerve talks about being around a lot lately, because he's a champ, obviously, and how that's what the company deserves. And as for the Corporate Bucks, so he mentions, I mentioned it last week, what you did to Tony Khan was a bitch move. So, now he needs a new challenger for his title at Double or Nothing. So he's like, well, let's see who it is. So, instead of somebody coming out, the Bucks, once again, are on the screen, once again, in the truck. And it's like, ooh, Swerve said the B word. And then Nicholas Jackson's like, well, we're gonna find you for that. Really? I mean, come on. I mean, Really? Come on. Fining him from saying bitch. I mean, if I was Swerve, I'm like, oh, really? You're gonna fine me for cursing? You're gonna fine me for saying bitch? Oh, I just got fined again. It's like, how about I just say the 7 deadly words you can't say on TV? Bitch, cunt, motherfucker, just shit, cunt, motherfucker, bitch, everything in the book, basically. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do now? You're gonna fire me? It's like, you can fire me all you want there, Bucky boys. But the one thing you won't do is take my title. So, let me know my goddamn opponent for Double or Nothing. So, that's what I would have said, but Swerve did not say that. But anyway, so they tell Swerve that you're gonna face a man that's, well, he's a Canadian, and everybody's like, ooh, it's gonna be Kenny? Nope. Jericho? No, he's got his own belt. But another great Canadian, and that is returning Christian! So, Christian Cage comes out with Luchasaurus, and then eventually Nick fucking Wayne and his hot, smoking, hot mom, they come out, Shayna Wayne, Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. She does. I'd bang her. She's a hot MILF. But I digress. So anyway, they come out, big, humongous brawl. But, the numbers game gets the Swerve. They hit the kill switch. Christian hits the kill switch onto the world title. Ow. And then Prince Nana, what are you gonna do? He gets taken out with Wayne's World, party time, excellent, by Nick fucking Wayne. So both of them get taken out. Christian gets on the mic and says, I haven't forgotten that you went into my son's house, Nick Wayne, and busted him wide open. I was like, I don't forget. That was, Nick Wayne and Darby's situation. Anyway, he mentions, teaming up with Swerve at All In, and, Swerve lost, and now it's time for some revenge. And I'm gonna beat you up so badly that your own daughter doesn't recognize you, and I'm gonna be a better father to her than you are. Like, oh, dude. By the way, how's our fathers doing this afternoon? Anyway, we get that. Luchasaurus then, grabs Swerve by his braids, and I'm like, he's not gonna do what I think he's gonna do, is he? Yanks a braid out of Swerve's head, and you see a little bit of blood, like on the tip. And then those idiotic Canadian fans, like going over to Nick Wayne, like, eat it! I'm like, ew! That's nasty. That's nasty. I'm like, come on now. So Christian gets a title shot that he never deserved. And I thought, Kenny was gonna get it, maybe, since the Bucks, Jack Perry or Okada would have got it. But I think there's something special for Jack Perry coming up in a little later. But later on, this year. But I think Jack Perry will face Swerve next. Not after Christian gets beat. Not a Forbidden Door, I don't think. Probably, I would say either on Dynamite or I'd say around the time we see Fight for the Fallen and Fighter Fest and everything. Some of the July stuff, mostly that. But man, yanking the guy's braid out of his freaking head. Ouch. That had to hurt. Oh, you could have scalped him, it could have been worse, but, it is what it is. We get that. So, I gave that segment 3.5 out of 5 stars. So now it's official. Swerve defending the AEW World title against Christian! But, Swerve did say later on, I think it was on Rampage, that he's going to have a talk with Christian next Wednesday night, or this coming Wednesday night, I should say, and he's not coming alone. So what does that mean? Is Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony going to show up? Is anybody else going to show up? I mean, it is in Edmonton, so I don't know. You know, maybe he brings, that guy who looks like Brock Lesnar. What's his name? I can't even think of his name. Harper, I think his name is. Not Luke Harper, but you know who he is. Well, we got that. Maybe bringing that guy, maybe bringing the other guy that was like, from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays with all the tattoos on him. Maybe they bring him back, maybe bring 6,000 other people back, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that situation on Dynamite next week. We get that. Alright, then we get a recap of the feud between Hey Kids, it's Edge, the TNT champion, and the House of Black. House of Black beat the crap out of him, and Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe at Dynasty, and, well, they get a title shot. So we didn't know who was going to get the title shot, but then we find out during the intro to the match that Buddy Murphy, or Buddy Matthews, will get the title shot. We get that. So we get to the match. Match was pretty damn good. I liked it a lot. Nice little intro to that, because it stopped, and then we hear, like, Malachi's voice. I thought Malachi was coming out for a second. We're like, no. We didn't do that. But anyway, so we get a basic headlock from Buddy Matthews, gets shrugged off by Edge. And then Edge takes him down, but Buddy pops back up. They have a stare down. And then Buddy's knocked to the outside for a big flippy dibbity-doo by Edge. As we go to break, come back. Buddy comes back, as always, during the break. The heels come back. Buddy catches Edge with a Hangman's DDT. Ow. For a double down. And then Buddy gets back up with a kick to the back. And then a basic 1905 chin lock. And then Taz is like, oh, this is how you do it, brother. You know, like we don't know the physics of a basic fucking chin lock, Taz. Come on. I'm gonna tell you about it, brother. Alright, Edge fights out of that. He hits a flapjack on Buddy Matthews. And then both of them head up the corner. Both of them come crashing down. And then we get a double dive back to the inside to break the count. And then we get stereo cross bodies in the middle of the ring. That hurt Buddy Matthews more than Edge. Because we see Buddy Matthews, like he had like internal bleeding because he was like spitting up blood, and the medic is coming to look at him. I was like, I thought the match was going to be over because of that. Nope, we go to break, we come back, match somehow continues, and Buddy Matthews gets a near fall of a sit-down powerbomb. He goes up top, Edge cuts him off, hits a super impaler for a near fall. He goes for the spear, gets cut off with some knee to face, and a jackhammer. Oh, Goldberg's not going to be happy with that. For a near fall. Then Buddy transitions to a crossface. Excuse me. But then Edge fights to his feet. Buddy goes for the stomp. Edge avoids it. Hits the spear. 1, 2, 3 in 21 minutes. Edge retains the title. Pretty good match. 3.5 out of 5 stars. But afterwards, Edge gets all mad. He's pissy. Grabs a couple of chairs. Looks like he's about to go for the concerto to really knock the lights out of Buddy Matthews. But then, speaking of lights going out, the lights go out. And then they come back on. Malachi Black is standing right next to Edge. And Edge is like, huh? What the fuck are you doing here? And then Malachi's like, do it! Do it! Hit him! And then Buddy Mat's like this. Come on! And Edge is like, Edge is like, I don't know what to do. Then the lights go out. Malachi and Buddy disappear. I mean, he didn't spit the mist into his eyes, I don't think. So, Malachi is playing mind games with Edge. So maybe Malachi is pushing Edge to get more violent. And then we hear from Edge later on. He's like, oh, and then, I think it was, who was it? It was Garcia? It was Garcia, or somebody, came up to him and said, hey, what the hell is wrong with you? You okay? No, okay. It was Kyle O'Reilly. I forget somebody was somebody. I'll get to that segment in a minute. But I think Malachi is really playing with Edge's mind. And from what I read online, Edge and Malachi Black for the TNT title at Double or Nothing might happen. And I hope it does. Because that match will be freaking epic. Will Malachi win? I hope so. I would love Malachi to win the title. But then his contract and the rest of Buddy Matthews' contract and Brody King's contract are going to be up. I don't know about Julia Hart, because she just got surgery on her arm, but she'll be coming back in, I think they said 6 to 8 weeks. So she'll be back no, not 6 to 8 weeks, sorry. I think by the fall. So she'll be back by September. That sucks for her, but as far as the guys, I think they're just running out that contract so they can go back to Hunter, back to WWE. Especially Malachi and Buddy Matthews. As far as Brody King, I don't know. So I think whoever wins at Double or Nothing between Edge and Malachi Black, if Malachi doesn't win, that tells you he's going back to WWE as Aleister Black. That would be interesting. Now that Zelina Vega's there, now, and me, not really doing much with Andrade. What would Zelina Vega do? Would she go with Andrade? Or would she go with her real-life husband, Aleister Black, and be his manager? Or did she have a stable with Andrade and Aleister Black? I would love to see that. Both, anything. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, we move on with that. Alright, then after that, we get to, after the hot start, it's not going downhill a little bit. Match number 2, Samoa Joe taking on Brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy. Can I get a oh yeah from Private Party? And 3.5 minutes suckfest. Did I say 3.5 minutes suckfest? Yeah, pretty much. Isaiah did the Cardinal Sin, took Joe's towel, wrapped around his neck, and then Joe fucked him up. And then he picks him up, and we hear, ah! We hear somebody screaming. It was Isaiah Cassidy screaming like a bitch. And then Kami's like, was that Isaiah or was that some fan? I got confused. I thought it was a fan, I was like, ah! But basically, Isaiah did a couple of moves here and there, but nothing much. But then Joe got mad and beat him up some more. Isaiah tries for a monkey flip. That didn't work. And then Joe kicks him right in the fucking head. And then picks him up. Boom! Muscle buster. Good night! You're out of here. So Joe gets the win. And the match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's it. Bing, bang, boom, good night. And move on. Alright, then we hear from the lovely Sky Blue, who wants a TBS title shot on Rampage against Will Nightingale, who obviously accepted it, but, and there's always a but and it stinks, we're gonna do it hardcore. Ooh, a women's street fight on Rampage. And you know how those street fights with the women are. Where you get that? Alright, after that, we got the kitty chat from Freshly Squeezed Orange Juice. Orange Cassidy comes out, hates what's been going on between him, Chucky T, Trent, Statlander, the best friends on a No More. But he wanted the best friends to reunite after everything has happened, especially after Friday night's bloody parking lot brawl. But instead, I'm out here to tell you people that Chucky T will never, ever wrestle again after what Trent did to him in the parking lot with the plumber's wrench to the knee. Now, I don't know if that's true. I think it's a storyline. I think it's a work, too. But I just think Trent, they got nothing for Chucky T. Chucky T doesn't really want to beat her anymore, so get him out. So it could be a work, it could be, could be real, who knows. But anyway, speaking of Trent Beretta, he comes out, but then like 50 security guards come out. And he says that Orange Cassidy is making it all about him again. And then security has to stop Orange Cassidy from beating up Trent. And Trent's just standing around. The security guards are taking care of Orange Cassidy. And then of all people, Don Callis comes out. We saw him last week on Rampage after the bloody parking lot brawl. He's kind of like, So then Don Callis comes out, goes over to Orange Cassidy, whispers something in his ear, and then escorts him to the back. Is he trying to turn Orange Cassidy heel? I think so. But really, you want to see a heel version of Orange Cassidy? I mean, he's been face pretty much his entire career, especially in PWG and on the indie circuit. Green tea, by the way. Gotta love it. Probably drink more green tea and less Pepsi. Well, we get that. Alright, so we'll have to see what happens with that situation. And we move on with that. Alright, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then once again we have the corporate butts. Because they need more TV time, why not? Well, basically they say, we've had too much TV time tonight, so we're gonna let Jack Perry, Mr. Scapegoat himself, have some TV time. So, Jack Perry talks about how Tony Khan, man, made him the scapegoat and basically saying, we're now in a new era and I sacrifice myself for the elite. So you got that. I sacrificed myself to kick Tony Khan's ass and join the elite. So there you go. So, I think eventually in July when we get the blood and guts time, the double ring War Games match, it's going to be the new elite versus Team Tony, which probably be Swerve, and then, don't know. Everybody's thinking Kenny, I doubt that. They're thinking Kenny's going to come back by the summertime. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see Kenny in that blood and guts match at all. Even if he's like 70 to 75%. Why would he even risk his life to be in that type of match? I think it's going to be Swerve, 2 other guys, and the returning MJF. But we'll see what happens with that, because who knows what's going to happen when MJF comes back. He has to finish his feud with Adam Cole, baby, and the Undisputed Kingdom. Then, trying to get his belt back. So, I don't know how they're going to do the storylines with that when he comes back, and Adam Cole eventually comes back to in-ring competition. But I think by September, October, before the end of the year, I think the storylines will kind of get back to what they were before the injuries. Get that. We move on. Alright, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go back to the ring for the FTW title. Chris Jericho, the learning tree, Mr. Reading Rainbow himself, takes on Katsuyori Shibata. We get that. Taz was pissed. He's like, I'm so mad. I mean, calm down. Anyway, it was an okay match. Jericho has a lion saw onto the legs less than a minute and a half in. Taz starts ranting about Jericho with the decal on the FTW belt. Then Jericho goes to the outside. He's like looking under the ring for something long, like 2 minutes at least. Shibata's in the ring like this. Oh, what's going on? I'm like, why can't you just go out after him? What are you just standing in the ring for? I didn't get that whole thing at all. And then finally, Jericho finally finds a weapon, and it's a trash can lid with a 730 on it, 720, FTW on it. And then he goes back in the ring. Figures Shibata just like, still like loopy. Then he gets hit in the head. I'm like, come on. And then Jericho goes back to the outside. Pulls out a bag. I'm thinking, oh, tax, right? No, we're in Winnipeg. So, he opens the bag, dumps the bag, and it's Winnipeg Jets hockey pucks. And then Taz's like, oh, that's creative. I was like, that's kind of cool. And then Shibata slams Jericho not once, but twice on the hockey pucks. Ow! And I'm like, I've seen it all. The next thing we know, we got hockey sticks. Edge and Christian went into the penalty box. That was hilarious. In Toronto. So we get that. We go to break. Jericho throws a hockey puck at Shibata. Grabs the walls of Jericho. And then Jericho puts a trash can over Shibata's head, starts beating the fuck out of him with a kendo stick. Shibata just like, no. Starts marching to the ring. Marching into the corner. I'm like, damn, Oscar the Grouch was really pissed. We get that. And the trash can comes off. Shibata hands him a candlestick so they can sit down again. And then it starts bam, bam, bam. Right to Shibata's fucking head. And they continue fighting. Shibata finally wins that. And grabs a table. Props up in the corner. Nails Jericho with a clothesline, moves the table from leaning in the corner to the front of the corner, and then we see Big Cass. He's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. So he comes out, puts Shibata through the table, no DQ, because it's FTW rules, and it rhymes. So Shibata gets obliterated through the table, and then Jericho just pins him. And under 15 and a half minutes, basically he didn't do much. So we get that. Match stunk. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Then we hear later that Big Cass wants to, he's still pleading to learn under the learning tree of Chris Jericho. And then Jericho comes in and is like, okay. So Big Cass is now with Jericho. So I don't know what you could call that tag team. Jericass? Not Jurassic, Juracus. Well, weird name, probably. They'll come up with a dumb tag team name. We'll get that. Alright, then we go to Renee Paquette in the back with Chris Statlander, Stokely Hathaway, the resident pimp, and Willow Nightingale, the TBS champion. Statlander apologized to Willow for Mercedes Moné interrupting her last week. Willow's like, that's cool. And he's like, I'm gonna take Sky Blue out later on. Take her out hardcore style. And then Stokely Hathaway goes on a humongous rant about the pricks, meaning the Bucks. And then some guy, Will Washington, by the way, who Denise Salcedo knows. I don't know how, but I don't want to. He comes in and says, oh, Renee, you got a text from Tony Khan or somebody. And basically the text says that Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander are banned from ringside, and if anybody gets involved or they get involved, Willow loses the belt by any interference. So we get that. I still think Statlander is responsible for, everything that happened with Willow getting, and Mercedes getting knocked out. So, Statlander's turn is probably going to come at Double or Nothing. She's going to cost Willow the TBS Championship. And Mercedes will win, and then probably have a long reign with it. I don't know who she's going to face at Forbidden Door. Whether it be Miyu Yamashita, that'd be nice, or the other Miyu Iwatani, the IWGP Women's Champion. Or somebody else from Japan or Stardom. Who knows? Well, it can't be. Well, maybe it could be Mina Shirakawa. In a way, it could be like a Forbidden Door match. But Mina kind of signed with AEW / Ring of Honor. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Brian Cage, the Machine, taking on Claudio. Sorry, that I went way ahead of my notes. Alright, so we got Brian Cage against Claudio. Under 10-minute match. Hard-hitting, big, beefy men slapping meat match in that ring. Interesting that Claudio hit a Swiss 1-9, not the 619, Swiss 1-9, sets up his own discus lariat for a near fall. Then he hits Swiss Death for another near fall. Then he takes Brian Cage, hits the Swing of Doom a couple times, then locks in the Sharpshooter in Canada, which the Canadians always love. And surprisingly, Brian Cage looked like he was about to get out of it, but then he eventually tapped out. That's what Brian Cage does. And we get that. Match was okay. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Then we go to the back once again with Renee Paquette. And her guest, Rocky Romero Rese. Basically says, I'm not signing with anyone in the best friends drama. I'm going to do my own thing. Because really nobody wins in that. I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm going to become a champion. So I'm going to go get my own title shot. Against who? I don't know. And then he talks about Kyle O'Reilly, who comes in, and we get a match on Rampage, Rocky Romero versus Kyle O'Reilly. Feels like 2013 all over again from Ring of Honor. That match was epic, by the way. We get that, and we move on. So, and then, I think Rocky says, may the best man win. That's it. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the death slot. And we get the women, the beautiful women of AEW. And we got some beautiful women in this match. My girl, Mariah May. Who comes out with Timeless Tony Storm. Darling, look at me, darling. Chin up, tits out. Watch for the shoe. So anyway, they come out with Luther, and Mariah May takes on the Professor, Serena Deeb. Pretty good match, long match, 10.5 minutes. Serena doing her usual stuff. Mariah held her own. She hits Stratosphere into a dropkick. Nice. A lot of people are really, really hating on Mariah May. They're comparing her to Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany doesn't like that. I don't blame her. I don't know where you get that comparison from. I mean, it is what it is. We'll get that. Anyway, so Mariah then hits a missile dropkick, sets up the sexy hip attack. Then she hits, it's gonna be May! For a near fall. It's May. Somebody kill Justin Timberlake! Anyway. So she hits that for a near fall. Then a spinning backslide. I never saw that before. Gives Serena a near fall. Mariah May suplexes Serena back down. But then Serena blocks another Stratosphere attempt. Grabs a half crab. Slams the knee down. Ow. And then Tony's like, ah! And then Tony's like, ah, no. Throws in the towel. Ends the match. And freaking... And it was Paul Turner, like, Ring the bell. I'm like, Paul Turner, the fucking towel there. Just come on now, old school. Throw in the towel. Go for the bell. What's wrong with you, moron? Let me get all that. Mike Bloomberg gets the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Really? Al Gore? John Kerry? You know, Medgar Evers College here in Brooklyn? Yeah, it's okay. Jim Thorpe? That's another good guy. So we get all that, and I really don't care. I don't care about Donald Trump, his hush money case still going on. It's like going into the third week now, third week now. They had one of his spokeswomen there. She's crying like a bitch. I don't know what Trump said afterwards, but yeah. They had Hope Hicks, who was with Mr. Trump during the whole the campaign in 2016 up to 2020, talking in the case about the whole thing with his friend Michael Cohen, and just the ridiculous bullshit that's going on with this fucking trial. And she got all emotional. They had to stop for a little bit, and she comes back, starts, regains her composure, and then that's it. I didn't really see much of it today. I was like in and out of watching it, but the case continues on, and probably gonna be another couple weeks with this this case that should never even really happen, but just making Trump out like a martyr. So like today was like a really big day for the prosecution and everything, and Hope Hicks' testimony was like mind-blowing. I didn't see all of it. I don't really care too much about the fucking trial. I'm just waiting for November, early November when we have to vote. So we got under 6 months basically. We're 6 months away to the election. So I don't know what's gonna happen between now and November, but man, I really wish it was November right now. Just vote Trump in, get that sleepy dementia, that moron and his fucking staff out. Get Kamala Harris out, get Biden out, get everybody out of Congress, get all those Democrats out of Congress, bring in the Republicans. Get some shit done. Especially for those low-income families and everything. It's crazy. Crazy hearing about that shit, but everything's overshadowed that. The Trump trial's overshadowing that situation. Israel and Gaza, the protests going crazy all over America right now. Doing Portland University, UCLA, they dispersed that. Yesterday we were at Fordham University, the cops stopped that. There was one in Phoenix, I think. They were talking to DeSantis. And DeSantis like, anybody who does it in any university in my state, you're gone. You are fucked. You're expelled, you're done. I'm like, good. But the thing is, most of the people that are doing these protests are some are students, some are not even students. They're just there for the cause. And really, those people should be fucking thrown in jail. It's chaotic in this fucking country. It is fucking chaotic. And you only have one person to blame. The guy that's not even there. The President of the United fucking States. And then he comes on yesterday and talks like, we shouldn't hate, there should be no hate, no anti-Semitism in America. This and that. We have to be nice to each other. Like, what kind of fucking speech was that? Like, what are you talking about, you old, demented fuck? You just made fucking them mad even more. And you're supposed to be the commander-in-chief. You're supposed to be the president of the United States. What have you done for 4 years? Nothing. You and that bitch Kamala Harris, what has she done? What has that bitch done for 4 years? Sitting on her fucking ass. And like, oh, great, Mr. President. Every State of the Union, every 5 seconds, gets up and down. She gets up, that's great, Mr. President, yeah! That's the worst vice president in the history of vice presidents. I mean, come on! And freaking Biden is the worst president of all fucking time. I mean, why? Why do we vote? Why did you people, you morons, vote this guy in? Trump had the election won. I know I'm probably going to get misinformed. I might get... whatever. Trump should have won in 2020. If it wasn't for that bullshit. I just hope we don't get one of those this coming in November. I'm still voting for Trump regardless. That's all I'm going to say about that. And if YouTube flags me for misinformation about that, fuck you. It's my opinion, bitches. So fuck you, Neil, if you do that shit. But we move on. Alright, let's get back to wrestling. Did that too. Alright, so... Alright, so... get to the match with Maria May and Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb wins by Toni Storm throwing in the towel. Old school style. So they get the win, and then later on we find out it's official that Serena Deeb will be getting a title shot against Toni Storm at Double or Nothing. We did hear from Toni, who dropped some bombs in that AEW exclusive. It's on their YouTube channel. She just went off on Serena Deeb. I think Serena is going to lose. I don't know who's going to be Toni Storm to become the new AEW Women's Champion. I still think it might be Mariah May when she turns on her to be a face, because Toni's like a heel. So, I think Mariah May will be your new AEW Women's Champion. If not Mercedes. I don't know. But we'll move on with that. Alright, so I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, now I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish up, and then that's it. Alright. Alright, then we go to the back once again with Renee Paquette. This time she has Edge. Seems a bit shaken up, like I mentioned before, by the House of Black, with the whole Malachi, like, do it, in this situation. And then Kyle comes in, Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts. He comes in, says, are you okay? And he's like, well, if you need help with the House of Black, I got your back if you ever need it. And he's like, thank you. Appreciative of the offer, but thinks Kyle might have eyes for the TNT title. So, he's like, well, we'll see what happens with that. So, maybe we'll get an Edge Kyle O'Reilly match for the TNT title. I think that'd be great, but we'll see. And we get that. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the final segment of the night. A lot of people still talking about this 2 days later. We get Kenny by God Omega. And by the way, this segment went way into an overrun that lasted I think lasted like 10-15 minutes. Because it went into Rampage, and then, really, there was like 3 matches on Rampage anyway. And Rampage was like 45 minutes, it felt like. But anyway, Kenny comes out, Justin Roberts does his big entrance from North Carolina! Kenny had new theme music, too. Which looked great. New Tron, everything. So Kenny comes out looking like $1 million fucking bucks, nice suit from the Men's Warehouse. Because he likes the way he looks. And you will too, if you go there. Just use code Gilmore. I gotta change that code, but anyway. Anyway, so Kenny says, I've never been good about talking about injuries and illness before, but last year, he mentions he got diagnosed with diverticulitis. He's gonna leave out all those gory details. If you don't know what diverticulitis is, look it up. That's why they have Google. Just Google it. Not call him, sorry. So he said I was 24 hours away from basically dying. So most of the segment was kind of like sad. I didn't tear up or anything. It was sad. Kenny wanted to get fixed up real quick, but was told that he needed surgery, and that he would basically have to have a colostomy bag, or colostomy bag, which is like onto your hip, for several months, if not for the rest of his goddamn life. So, he'd be peeing and pooping in a bag for the rest of his life. That's not fun. So Kenny's like, I didn't want to do the surgery, and then the doctor's like, well, if you go back to the ring, you're basically, your stomach is a ticking time bomb, and if you take one more shot to the stomach, you could wind up in the hospital and having the surgery anyway. So Kenny's like, I was thinking about retiring, but then he saw the match with Ocean Spray and Danielson. Danielson's still not cleared yet. He's taking time off right now. So he saw that match, got scared of becoming a wrestler. I don't know why. And he started shaking from withdrawals, and he needed to be in the ring again. And then he says there's a lot of people being the best in the world, and he is already being forgotten. And he's like, I'm going to exhaust every option I can to get back in the ring, whether I be at 1%, 75%, 100%, bag, no bag. So get that. Then he's like, alright, we're going to get away from that situation. Let's talk about, since we're talking about colostomy bags, why not talk about two other shitheads, or D-bags, or whatever. I don't know, it got bleeped. And brings up the Bucks, who are the EVPs, but Kenny's like, oh, you forget, I'm also an EVP, so, I have part of the power in this company also belongs to me, even though it's like really 25%. Forget that. And then, oh! Kada comes out. And then Siobhan's like, my God! It's Omega! It's Okada! Ah! Everybody's going nuts. So, they stand in the ring. The crowd's like, holy shit! So, Kenny greets him in Japanese. Oh! Okada Kazukika-san! And, that was great. I was like, oh, New Japan all over again. So, Kenny's like, how about we run it back one more time? Like, oh no. I'm like, Forbidden Door? Maybe not. I'm thinking All In. Let's just go all in. Throw that match and get to London. Why not? Omega Okada 5. I think it's 4 or 5. He's like, give me a few months. We're going to do this again. For the final time. And then Okada's like, no. I am best bout machine now. Ha! So Kenny's like, he smirks a little bit. And then out of nowhere, Jack Perry jumps Omega from behind, grabs a chair. I'm like, uh-oh. He's gonna kill the guy. Omega somehow fights back, even though it's not even 100%. Here's the dragon suplex. And then he's about to hit the V-trigger. And he runs to the ropes. Okada trips him. And then Jack Perry grabs the chair. Boom! Right into the bad stomach of Kenny. I'm like, oh boy. They went there. Hits him in the stomach. Kenny's like, oh! I thought he was about to die in the ring. Or puke in the ring. Something like that. And then the Bucks come out. And like, hey, what are you doing? He's our friend! That shit again, like they did last week with Tony Khan. Then they pick up Kenny, and instead of not hitting Tony Khan with the EVP trigger, they hit Kenny with the EVP trigger. And then they were really going to finish Kenny off. And then FTR comes out to end the show. To save him. And that's basically it. And that leads into Rampage. So, we got all that. So, Kenny's promo was emotional. I loved it. But after that, Okada coming out, that was epic. And then Jack Perry comes out, ruins everything. But, I really think the Bucks took it a little bit too far with what happened. With that segment, and then the after segment on Rampage. That was that. But Dynamite was great. The first part of it, the first couple segments were good. Kenny's segment was epic. So, still, I gave Dynamite 7 out of 10 stars. And that's that. Then we go to Rampage. We begin Rampage with Kenny being stretchered out. And then they follow him to the back. He's about to get in the ambulance. Then FTR come in. And they get beat up again by the Bucks and Okada and Jack Perry. And then Jack Perry dumps Kenny off the stretcher. Nasty stuff. And then we see Matthew Jackson like, I love you, but this is only business, He's like, we're gonna change the world, that type of stuff. So, maybe Kenny comes back as a heel? I don't know. I doubt that, but that was just, I didn't like that segment at all, FTR goes to check on him, and then they get beat up, and then Kenny gets taken, they beat him up, they throw him off the stretcher, and freaking Matt Jackson says that. So, we get that. So I gave all that 3.25 out of 5 stars. But then we get to some wrestling on Rampage. We started with Jay White of the Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold. Too sleepy? Yeah, I do gotta cut my nail, but it is what it is. So Jay White, 1/3 of the Undisputed Trios champions, along with Colton and Austin Gunn, the Ass Boys. He takes on Dante Martin of Top Flight. And Action and Ready to come out, but then they go to the back. Match was 9.5 minutes exactly. Jay White wins after the Blade Runner. And that's pretty much it. Hits a super suplex into the Blade Runner, 9.5 minutes exactly. Match was meh. I don't know why they're giving Jay White matches now. Yeah, he's 1/3 of the Trios champions, but still, they haven't done anything with him. And eventually, they're probably going to release him. It's a shame that Hunter had him right in the palm of his hand. Jay White's like, I'm going to stay with AEW and just not do good. I'm going to lose to MJF. I could have had a match with The Miz. I think Jay White made the wrong decision to stay in AEW. I just think that's why I feel. Look at that. Alright, so Jay White wins, match 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, Jay White helps Dante up, then lays him out with an implant DDT. That's it, and then Darius and Action and Andretti come out. A little bit too late. That's pretty much it. We move on. Alright, then we go to the back with Arcady, the newest member of the team. Great. She has the face of Brooke Tessmacher. If you put her and Brooke Tessmacher side by side, basically they look like twins. Twins? Love it. Anyway, so she has Deonna Purrazzo, the virtuosa, as her guest. She's sick and tired of the lack of respect around here. She's starting to feel like herself, though, and if Thunder Rosa wants to make it personal, that works for me. I'm like, okay. So, I'm thinking we're going to get a Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa type hardcore match. And Thunder Rosa knows a thing or two about hardcore matches. By the way, she also has a single out now, a Spanish single. I think it's called, what's it called? Something Valor. She sings pretty damn good. Who knew? Who knew that Melanie, well, it's Melissa. But I thought her real name is Melanie Cervantes, but it's Melissa Cervantes. Maybe that's wrong, I don't know. But man, she looked great. She sings great too. Do some salsa. Do salsa. My salsa. My salsa. Somebody get Eminem on the phone. And we got all that. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so we might see a hardcore match or another match with Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa coming up. Alright, so I get a 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we get a little video on Bruce, who brags about his success and wants some respect on his name. Well, he is a former two-time Ring of Honor champion. Just got nothing for him right now. Sad. Then, like I mentioned before, Big Cass believes he has everything he needs to reach to the top, but he needs Chris Jericho's guidance. So Jericho comes in and Cass like, teach me, Obi-Wan, teach me the way of the Force. You know, I mean, it's Star Wars month after all. Why not? Jericho comes in, is happy to have retained for the World Championship. Why is Jericho trying to do a Danielson Planet Earth, Captain Planet type gimmick? Remember when freaking Daniel Bryan won the title and then changed it to the hemp title and he was doing all this Earth peace shit? Like, what is this? I mean, it's a good title. I mean, it's a decent title reign with Eric Rowan as his bodyguard. Now Eric Rowan's back in WWE again with the whole Wyatt Six thing with Uncle Howdy. But then who else is going to come back? Alexa Bliss will probably be there. So I think it's going to be Uncle Howdy, Dexter Lumis. Remember that name? Dexter. What else did I mention? Eric Rowan will be number 3. Braun Strowman might be number 4. 5 and 6. I think 5 should be Joe Gacy. 6, Grayson Waller or Killer Cross. Get rid of that Final Testament bullshit. That's who the Wyatt Six should be. And then I think about, Matt Hardy's getting involved in this. Why? Why Matt Hardy? Well, Matt Hardy's gonna come out with Uncle Howdy. Yes! My Uncle Howdy, yes! Wonderful! And the next thing you know, Brother Nero comes out with him. I'm like, oh. Brother Nero, I knew you'd come! I'm like, no, stay in AEW, please. Or just retire. So you can stay home and bang your hot, semi-hot wife, Rebby Hardy, who can never close her mouth or her legs. Because they're open like a 24/7 7-Eleven. I think I mentioned that way before, so many times. It's true. I'm not saying anything mean about Rebby Hardy, but I mean she looks great. I'll say that. She is amazing. She's smoking hot, Puerto Ricana. Ugh. I love the trade places with her. Except for the kids situation, but I love the kids, but I don't think I'll have like 3 kids with her. Forget that. I'll just have amazing sex with her. Like, maybe a kid or 2, but 3, 4? No. I'm like, God damn. I mean, how much cum do you want me to drain? I mean, come on. I got so much to give, I just can't, make you pop out 4, 5, 6 kids. I mean, what, you think I made of money here? I mean, if I had the money that Matt Hardy made, yeah, I think I'd pop out like 8 kids. I'll make you pop out 8 kids, but, There's a time when you have to put a cap on it. So, 4, I would have stopped at 3 at least, but, 4, it's a little bit too much. And they're like all in the span of like 2 years, they had kids every like almost 2-3 years. Maxwell's like almost 10 now. Bart, I think it's the second oldest. Yeah, I think Bart or Wolfgang is like the second oldest. They're getting up there. And the newest one, Evie, or Evermore, Evie's like 1 or 2 years old now. I let them grow. I mean, wait a couple years, and then maybe, if you want to have a 5th kid, why not? Well, Rebby's like 30-something years old. She could probably pop out another kid in the next 5-10 years. Matt probably is like almost 50, so, he can get that super sperm out, Why not have a 5th kid there? Why not? You got the money. But I don't know if Rebby Hardy wants to go through another pregnancy, to be honest with you. Not that her vagina's been ripped to shreds as it is. But I digress on that. Let me move on. Alright, so Big Cass and Jericho are now a unit. Big Cass is now part of the Jericho Vortex. That's a stupid name for a faction. That's just me. We get that. Alright, and now my notes. My computer just decides to take a dump. It's old, I gotta get rid of it anyway, so. I might miss a couple segments here, so I'm gonna go right to, Will Nightingale and Sky Blue for the TBS Championship in a street fight. It was brutal. Sky Blue was busted open a little bit. Blood, motherfuckers. We saw that. Tables were used. Candlesticks. We got tacks. Those tack spots were nasty. We get that. And then Willow pulls out a table that was already on the outside of the ring. She sets it up. Then she pulls out a barbed wire board, puts it on top of said table. Then they're fighting on the apron, and Willow then hits the Babe with a power bomb through the barbed wire table. 1, 2, 3. Good night. Willow retains the belt. Match I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then, fans were saying that Sky Blue was still stuck in the barbed wire after the match. Must have been some industrial strength barbed wire. We got that, but it was a pretty, good show for Rampage. And, that's all I gotta say about that. So, Rampage wasn't that great, but, it was a little step down from, from Dynamite. I think everybody that was in the arena in Winnipeg were a little bit tired. So, we get all that. So, we will move on. Excuse me. Okay, now I got my notes back. So, alright, I mentioned that match. So, other than that, Swerve reminds Christian who he is. He's gonna remind Christian who he is. He's gonna bring some backup next week. Got that. Kyle O'Reilly got a rolled-up pin on Rocky Romero. That was a little bit shocking. So Rocky was like, "What? We won? Oh, you won?" So 10-minute match was okay, not great. Their 2013 match was way better than this. Get that. Then we hear from Saraya Knight, Paige, and the lovely Harley Cameron. Harley's gonna have her first ever match on AEW television with Mariah May on Dynamite. Actually, no. No, I think it... No, my notes say... I thought it said Mariah May versus Harley Cameron, but now it's Toni Storm. against Harley Cameron. Either way, Harley loses. Alright, so we get that. And then finally, I'll mention, we had Arcady and the Undisputed Kingdom, with I'm Matt Taven. Man who punches people in the dick and gives him a power driver. That's Mr. Michael Kanellis-Bennett, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. And they bring in the Intercontinental Champion, Roddy! Who basically, Matt Taven doesn't like Tony Khan's lack of respect of Next Strong. And then they talk about a man who is Next Strong, and that's Roddy! Who promises to take out Will Ocean Spray at Double or Nothing, and basically tells him to resurrect Tiger Driver 91 and use it. But Roddy's like, I want you to use it on the Messiah or the Backbreaker or some shit like that. That should be a good match. I think that might not gonna be maybe the show stealer. I think it's gonna be a great match. I don't think it's gonna be 5-star quality, but maybe it might not. I still think that no match from now until the end of the year will even top Danielson Ocean Spray. That is clearly the match of the year. Nothing can top that. I mean, it got 6.5 out of 6.5 stars from Meltzer. 6.5, 7 stars. No, I think it was 6.5. But whatever. I mean, really, that match is freaking epic. And that's all I gotta say about that. But as far as Ocean Spray and Roddy go, that could be about a 4-star banger. Maybe 4.5. I think it'll be a banger, but not a great banger. Ultimate banger. But we'll have to see what happens with that. But anyway, that's it. That's all I gotta say for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave me your thoughts and opinions on Rampage and Dynamite from this past Wednesday. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, once again, Rampage gets 6.5 out of 10 stars. Dynamite, solid 7 out of 10 stars. Ratings didn't show for it. 701,000. Blech. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna maybe have a late lunch. I already had a sandwich, so I'm getting hungry again. So I might get a big late lunch, and then maybe have some soup later on for dinner after I watch SmackDown and some other stuff before I go to bed. But before I do that, I will be doing my Backlash predictions in just a little bit. And that'll be video number 2 on your night, and maybe later tonight your SmackDown taped results. So SmackDown is taped right now. It's pretty much over right now. Spoilers are already up. If you want to read the spoilers, go ahead. You don't want to watch the show tonight on Fox, then don't do it. So, but I'm gonna watch the show anyway because I got nothing else to watch on Friday night. But so I'll be doing 3 videos on your Triple Threat Friday. So my next video will be on my Shadow Slayer channel, episode 27. I believe it's 27 of the Shadow Slayer series. So I'll be doing that. And then later tonight, over on my main channel, my Kill the Demons channel, your SmackDown review. And that'll be it. And then late tomorrow night, don't forget, Backlash review on this very channel, my Peter Joseph channel. And then Sunday, Ring of Honor and TNA reviews separately before I go out to do my Sunday festivities, if I even do them. It's supposed to rain really bad Sunday, so I may or may not go out for Sunday dinner. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see what happens with that. But I will be doing videos on Sunday, Ring of Honor and TNA, over on my main channel. And that's it. And then, as we get into the first official week of May, right after Backlash, right back into it, as we're going to be heading to King and Queen of the Ring on Memorial Day weekend and Double or Nothing. So it's going to be a lot of videos near the end of the month. So I'm going to get my King and Queen of the Ring predictions up on the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. then do the review, then do Collision. Probably that's that Memorial Day Sunday, and then I would do another predictions video for Double or Nothing earlier in the day on that Sunday, and then probably after Double or Nothing goes off the air, I'll try to get the review up late Sunday night after the pay-per-view goes off the air, and then as far as Memorial Day, I'm gonna be communicado. I'm gonna be doing my Memorial Day festivities for barbecues and shit like that. And then I'll do Monday Night Raw late. So, a lot of stuff coming away that weekend. So, stay with me. Please hit that bell on my respective channels so you don't miss anything. Because if you do, well, you missed a lot. And that's it. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go tape my Backlash predictions. So, by the time you see this video and that video up, be almost time for SmackDown. So, we got all that. And a lot of people ask me to go back a lot doing my videos. I don't know when I'm going to be doing that. Maybe later this year, maybe next year. I don't know right now. But they will be coming back. But I just don't know when. Because I just want to get through, I want to get through an actual live video without bullshit happening with, food and just retarded, stupid shit that those retards do. They still do to people. It's just retarded. If you can't let people do their live shows in peace and quiet, then, just don't watch it. Go do something else with your life. I'm just saying. But as far as live shows, I might be coming back in a few months to maybe a year. But I like the way I'm doing it right now, pre-recorded. So, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your cocoot. And if you're not down with that, that's too goddamn motherfucking bad. Because you ain't going to stop the train. So I'm going to keep going until I feel like not doing it anymore. Well, when I feel like retiring, which won't be anytime soon. So if you're not down with that, that's too goddamn bad. Because me, the Prophecy, and the Purge, the greatest things since sliced bread, and everybody else that's way better than you, and you fucking know it, we all got 3 of the greatest words in the history of life itself. Fuck you, man! If you're not down with that, fuck off and fuck you, man. That's it. Until next time, go fuck yourselves. Adios. Peace.